हेलो एवरीवन, नमस्कार। माय नेम इज स्नेहा और आज मैं अपना टॉपिक मगध एम्पायर आपके सामने लेकर आई हूँ। और अंडर द हेडिंग ऑफ मगध एम्पायर आज हम पढ़ेंगे कैसे मॉडर्न डायनेस्टी पावर में आई। सो बिफोर मूविंग ऑन टू द मॉडर्न डायनेस्टी हमें पढ़ना पड़ेगा अबाउट महाजनपद्स। What were Mahajanpads and how the Mahajanpads became what they were in the past, how they rose to the power, and what were the 16 Mahajanpads established, and what were the key features of them. So, by the end of the later Vedic period, so why am I talking about the end of later Vedic period? Because in the we know in the early Vedic period जहाँ से हमारा वैदिक काल शुरू हुआ था वहां से एक आर्यन ट्राइब्स जो कि सेंट्रल एशियन ट्राइब है। आर्यंस वर द सेंट्रल एशियन ट्राइब्स। So they invaded India. They ascended towards India in search of food, in search of shelter. So Aryans originally were gatherers. They were hunters. And the main form of wealth, जो the main form of wealth that they understood was domesticating cows. They believed that the ones who have the maximum number of cows were the wealthier and powerful ones. So cows in the early Vedic period, they were considered as a symbol of wealth and power. So, as Aryans ascended towards India and acquired the land around the Indian subcontinent, the Aryans themselves were divided into various clans. यही छोटे छोटे क्लान्स जो इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट में बहुत अलग अलग जगह पे जिन्होंने अपना एस्टेब्लिशमेंट किया, देन दे केम टू बी नोन एज महाजनपद्स. So, by the end of later Vedic period, there were Janpads. How many Janpads were there? There were 60 Janpads originally. There were 60 total Janpads, and by by acquiring land, and by indulging themselves into war with the other clans, they established Mahajanpads. So originally there were 60 Janpads, and later on the number reduced to 16 Mahajanpads. So now I'll be telling you about a little bit about Mahajanpads. So हमें कहाँ से पता चलता है कि हमारे इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट में महाजनपद जैसी कोई चीज एग्जिस्ट कर रही थी। हमें इस चीज का पता चलता है, बहुत सारे हमारे ऐसे सोर्सेज हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारे बुद्धिस्ट सोर्सेज हैं, बुद्धिस्ट लिटरेचर बुक्स हैं, जैन लिटरेचर बुक्स हैं, जिनमें हमें मेंशन मिलता है महाजनपद्स के बारे में। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम बात करेंगे अष्ट अध्याय के बारे में। Ashtadhyay, it was written by Panini, and the time period in which he wrote this book was 4th century to 6th century BC. So Panini wrote this book, and Ashtadhyay mentions 60 Janpads. हमें 60 जनपद का मेंशन अष्ट अध्याय में मिलता है, और अष्ट अध्याय एक संस्कृत ग्रामर लिटरेचर बुक है। Sanskrit grammar literature, and it is also the oldest Sanskrit grammar literature in existence today. सेकंड जो महाजनपद के बारे में हमें मेंशन मिलता है एज वी सॉ बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट बुक्स में, बुद्धिस्ट लिटरेचर में हमें महाजनपद के बारे में मेंशन मिलता है। हमारे पास तीन बुद्धिस्ट लिटरेचर्स हैं, जैसे अंगतूर निकाय, अंगतूर निकाय, देन वी हैव इज महावंसा। अंगतूर निकाय और महावंसा के अंदर हमें 16 जनपद के महाजनपद के बारे में मेंशन मिलता है। वेयर एक और बुद्धिस्ट लिटरेचर है विद द नेम दिग निकाय। दिग निकाय में हमें 12 महाजनपद के बारे में मेंशन मिलता है। These books are very important for us और एग्जामिनेशन में हमें यहाँ से डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस भी मिलते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमें पूछ सकते हैं अष्ट अध्याय हु इज द ऑथर ऑफ द बुक, या वो कौन सी सेंचुरी में लिखी गई थी, या उसमें हमें कितने जनपद के बारे में मेंशन मिलता है। और इट कैन ऑल्सो बी आस्क्ड इन द फॉर्म दैट विच इज द ओल्डेस्ट संस्कृत ग्रामर लिटरेचर in existence. So it is Ashtadhyay. So all these books are very important. जो थर्ड सोर्स है महाजनपद के बारे में वो हमें जैनिज्म से मिलता है, जैनिज्म लिटरेचर से, विच इज भगवती सूत्र। So Bhagavati Sutra also mentions about the 16 Mahajanpads existed in the past. So now moving on to the our Magad Empire. So in the map you see Magad written here. It was spread into the parts of Bihar, a little bit of UP, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and West Bengal, and some parts of Orissa, or was also known as Kalinga in the past, which is present day Orissa. So some part of Orissa, West Bengal, Bihar, some parts of UP and Jharkhand. So the Magad Empire initially was spread across these regions. Okay, now moving on to why the Magads were so important, why this dynasty is so important, and why it rose to power. How our questions should be how it rose to power. So uh, we see, let me show you on the map itself. So this is the Magad region. This is Patliputra, and somewhere here only it was Rajgir. Initially, in the initial dynasties, the capital of Magad was Rajgir. So when we are talking about how Magad came into power, तो हम basically राजगीर की strategic location के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. So why was it so important? Because Rajgir जो हमारी capital है, it had advantageous position. By advantageous position, we mean it had a strategic location. How How it was strategically located? Rajgir was surrounded by 5 hills. Rajgir was surrounded by 5 hills. So it made the capital impenetrable by the enemies. So Rajgir was impenetrable by the armies because the people of Rajgir, they knew how to defend themselves within the walls of the hills, but the enemies, they didn't have much expertise to survive in the hilly region. So it gave it a strategic location. Apart from that, when we see here Patliputra region, here was Patliputra. So on the south of Patliputra, Ganga and Son. These two rivers met, and on the confluence of the two rivers, Patliputra was located. So Patliputra was also strategically located, which was a part of Magध Empire. और यहाँ पर रिवर्स के थ्रू ट्रेड करना, ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स, ये दोनों चीजें करना बहुत इजी था. ट्रेड वाज इजी एंड इकोनॉमिक. That is why Magad was so strategically located. The Magad Empire rose into power because of, first of all, the capital was surrounded. अगर कोई enemy capital को capture ही नहीं कर पाएगा तो how will he annex the entire territory? Secondly, the location of Patliputra on the confluence of the two rivers, it gave another advantage to the Magads. Now, when we talk about the area, you all know Magad was situated here. We have Sundarban Delta. We know it is a very densely forested area. Alright, West Bengal, Bihar, UP. So this area was hilly region and it was densely forested. So it was again dense forest. It also provided shield from the enemies, and there was an availability. There was an availability of large timber. और हमें पता है पास्ट में टिम्बर हर चीज में यूज होता था. इधर टू बिल्ड हाउसेस, इधर टू फोर्टिफाई द फोर्ट्स, या फिर वेपन के प्रोडक्शन के लिए टिम्बर्स का जरूरी होता था. तो इस तरह की चीजों के लिए दे हैड लार्ज फॉरेस्ट फ्रॉम वेयर दे कुड एक्सट्रैक्ट टिम्बर एंड यूज इट. सो अगेन डेंस फॉरेस्ट प्रोवाइडेड देम अ वेरी एडवांटेज कि उन्होंने अपने एम्पायर को बहुत स्ट्रांग बना लिया था. नाउ वी सी दिस रीजन which is Jharkhand. Magad was spread into the Jharkhand, present day Jharkhand. So Jharkhand is also known as the Ruhr of India. And by this we mean that there are a lot of mineral resources in Jharkhand. So the people of the Magad, they extracted iron from these mines, or iron की availability. What they did with the available iron, they made weapons. They made weapons and they made military armory. They also used it to build and fortify the areas. Okay, so iron ka use, they were using iron, they were extracting iron. So it was another advantage for the Magad people. So this made them more powerful. Okay, now we know it was densely forested area. Forests में हमें क्या मिलती है? Wildlife. There were a large number of elephants in the Magad Empire. So elephants का यूज उन्होंने बहुत strategically किया. Now elephants का यूज उन्होंने कैसे किया? They were used in the wars. कि so that आपके राजा तक या जो important military members हैं उन तक it was not very easy for the enemy to reach them if they are sitting on the elephants. Apart from that, trade करना elephants के साथ, it was also very easy. They can carry very heavy loads, or they can push very heavy loads. So a large number of elephants in the area, they also strategically help them. Now, the rulers of Magad were great leaders. So, when we talk about how they were great leaders, they did not have unorthodox, orthodox enterprises. So they were not of orthodox nature. They welcomed new ideologies and new ideas to become more powerful. So उन्होंने क्या किया that they were not orthodox. So they became great leaders. उन्होंने the they were also republic rulers. By republic rulers we mean that जो उनके मिलिट्री कमांडर्स थे या उनके कोर्ट मेंबर्स थे वो उनकी सजेशंस को मानते थे. दे वर नॉट ऑर्थोडॉक्स की द किंग शुड ओनली रूल. उनके आइडियाज को दे यूज्ड टू एक्सेप्ट द आइडियाज. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स made the Magad Empire very powerful. So now coming on to the rivers and trade, we have read that on Patliputra was located on the confluence of Ganga and Son. So maximum trade happened from here. So this was all about how Magad became more powerful than all the other Mahajanpads that were in existence at that point of time. Okay. Now moving on to the next topic, we have which dynasties ruled before the Mauryan dynasty. The my topic was how Mauryan dynasty rose in power, but before reading about how Mauryan dynasty rose into power, हमें पढ़ना पड़ेगा कि Mauryan dynasty से पहले कौन सी dynasties आई थी. So the very first dynasty, it was Harenka dynasty. So it is believed that it is the Haryanka dynasty who is also the very first dynasty of Magad Empire. It is the very first dynasty, and the very first ruler was Bimbisar. So Bimbisar ruled till 492, starting from 544 BC. So Bimbisar is also given the title of Senia. अब ये टाइटल इसको कहाँ से मिला? इट इज बिलीव्ड कि ये टाइटल का जो एक्चुअल ओरिजिन है इट इज फ्रॉम सेनापति. अब ये सेनापति कहाँ का था? ये वज्जी जो महाजनपद है ये वहां का सेनापति था. एंड इट killed the ruler or it eliminated him, and then he came to Magad and he established his own dynasty under the name of Harenka dynasty. So he is the founder of Magad dynasty. तो हरेन एक हमारा एक मॉडर्न रूलर है अंडर द नेम ऑफ बिंदुसार. So don't confuse बिंबिसार with बिंदुसार because वो Bimbisar is an Mauryan ruler. Sorry, Bindusar is an Mauryan ruler, and Bimbisar is an ruler of Haranka dynasty. He was the founder of Magad dynasty, and he conquested Ang. Where is Ang? We see in the map that he conquested Ang. He also conquested Vajji, and thus he came into power and formed the Magad dynasty. ये वाली जो Magad dynasty है, it was formed by Bindusar. Now, Bindusar was so intelligent that अभी उसे ये पता था that कोसाला और आपका लिच्छवी एंड ये एरियाज ऑफ पंजाब में जो रूलिंग क्लैंस हैं it was not very easy to attack on them. So what he did was he diplomatically conquested the area. How he diplomatically conquested? He knew he cannot fight with those clans. So he diplomatically conquested by marriage alliance. He had three wives. We are talking about Bimbisar. He had three wives. First of all, Kosala clan se. She was a sister of Prasanjit. He married her. Second was Lichavi clan se. The name of the wife was Chelana. So Lichavi से he diplomatically conquested it by marriage alliance. उसने लिच्छवी से friendship treaty की, okay, by marrying Chelana. And then there was a clan ruling in the Punjab area, which was Madra clan. So the name of these two are not very important, but Chelana is important. So we're reading about her. तो चिलाना जो लिच्छवी princess थी, Bimbisar married her, and the second ruler Ajatashatru, he was the son of Bimbisar and Chilana, the Lichvi princess. So this is all about Bimbisar, and later on, Ajatashatru, his own son, he killed Bimbisar for the power and throne. He killed his own father. Bimbisar was also contemporary of Buddha and Mahavir. So now we will talk about our next ruler, that is Ajatashatru. Ajatashatru, he conquered Lichavi. Lichavi was actually his mother's मायका. अपनी मदर के मायके को he conquered. He was so hunger of power that he conquered Lichvi. He also defeated the Kosalas, and Kosala princess was married to Bimbisar. So the princess of Kosala was actually the stepmother of Ajatashatru. He also defeated Kosala, took control of it. He also conquered Lichavi, took control of it. He convened the first Buddhist council. Ajatashatru is the one who convened the first Buddhist council. Now we know that initially the capital of Magad was Rajgira. So, first Buddhist council was convened at Rajgira. Then he conquered Vaishali. Now we see that he conquered Kosala. Then he somewhere here was Lichavi, so he conquered Lichavi. Then he also conquered Vaishali. So he started to expand the empire in this way. So Ajatashatru was also a very intellectual person, and he used a new form of war. What was the new form he introduced in the war was Rath Musla and Maha Shilakantak, meaning war engines and catapults. He was the one who used Rath Musla and Maha Shilakantaks. Now I can show you the picture. See, this is Rath Musla, या जिसको हम बोलते हैं वॉर इंजन. All of you must have watched the movie Bahubali. उसमें जो ये बल्लभ देव है, he is shown using the Rath Musla in the movie, so you can actually have a direct context of what Rath Musla was. And आपने देखा होगा जो मूवी में बाहुबली है, उसने पेड़ों से ही अटैच्ड दिस स्ट्रिंग और ऐसे बड़े बड़े पत्थर और उसको यहाँ से अटैच किया, फिर छोड़ दिया वो बहुत दूर तक ऐसे ट्रेजेक्टाइल बना के, एंड इट यूज टू हिट द टारगेट. So that was nothing else but catapult. Okay, so catapults and Rath Musla were used by Ajatashatru. It is asked in the question sometimes who introduced war engines and catapults. So because Magad was strategically located and it had access to iron resources थे तो वो innovate कर सकते थे. So they introduced an innovative a lot in the field of military weapons. Now the next ruler is Udayan. The only thing you need to learn about Udayan is that he shifted his capital from Rajgir to Patliputra. The only thing that we need to learn about Udayan is he shifted his capital from Rajgir to Patliputra, and this asked in various examination who was the ruler of Magadha dynasty who shifted the capital. So it was Udayan. Before that, Ajatashatru and Bimbisar, at their time, the capital was Rajgir. Okay, so we have seen Rathmusla and catapults. Now moving on to the next dynasty, which is Shishunag dynasty. So after these, there were many rulers, but after Udayan and all this Haranka dynasty, it started to lose its power, and hence came the Shishunag dynasty, who overthrew the Harenka dynasty and established Shishunag dynasty. So Shishunag is, he is known to be the member court of मगध एम्पायर. तो मगध पे जो लास्ट रूलर्स थे उनके कोर्ट के मेंबर्स थे ये. आई थिंक ही वाज द मिलिट्री कमांडर and he overthrew the dynasty and he established his dynasty under the name of Shishunag dynasty. So far we have learned about Harenka dynasty and Shishunag. So about Shishunag, there's one thing we need to remember, that Shishunag defeated Avanti. Now when we move back and we see, so हमने यहाँ तक acquire कर लिया था. Now Shishunag, he captured this area also. This. So अब हमारा जो मगध एम्पायर है वो यहाँ तक स्प्रेड हो चुका है. कहाँ से हमने शुरू किया था? पहले अंग को एक्वायर किया. Then Bimbisar, what he did, he diplomatically established marriage relations. ठीक है, तो उसने कोसाला तक और लिच्छवी तक अपना वो किया. Then Ajatashatru came and he conquered these two. बिम्बिसार ने तो फ्रेंडशिप रिलेशंस बनाए थे, बट अजातशत्रु ने इनको कॉन्कर किया था. देन ही ऑल्सो कॉन्कर्ड वैशाली. एंड अब शिशुनाग डायनेस्टी आई और उन्होंने अवंतीज को ओवरथ्रू कर दिया. दे एलिमिनेटेड अवंतीज. So this is what you need to learn about Shishunag, that he defeated the Avanti and merged the Avanti kingdom with the Magad kingdom. Now Shishunag had a son under the name of Kalashok. So there is a story how Kalashok was eliminated, and it is a very interesting story. मैं आपको अभी सुनाऊंगी. तो कालाशोक के लिए आपको रिमेम्बर करना है that he convened the second Buddhist council. Okay, and he convened the second Buddhist council at वैशाली. हमारी फर्स्ट बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल कहाँ थी? इट वॉज इन राजगिरा. और हमारी सेकेंड बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल इट वॉज इन वैशाली. ओके ओके. The next dynasty that came after the Shishunag dynasty came the Nanda dynasty. Now there is a story. You should not write it. You should not make notes about it, but you should at least listen to the story. How Kalashok was eliminated by the Nanda dynasty. Okay, so Kalashok had an extramarital affair with a lady named Padma. Okay, and the first ruler of Nanda dynasty, Mahapadmananda, he was the result of the union of Kalashok and Padma. He was the son of, so Kalashok, he refused to accept him as his son. Okay, so this made Mahapadmanand very angry. He was very angry. He had hatred for his father. So what he did was he killed Kalashok. He killed Kalashok and established his own dynasty under the name of Nanda dynasty. So as soon as Mahapadmanand, as soon as he came to power, he was on a spree. And what was the spree that he had? वो बहुत गुस्से में था and he wanted to eliminate. He was on a eliminate, oh sorry, he was on a spree to eliminate the Kshatriyas, all the Kshatriyas from Magad. So this is the story about him, that he was the son of Kalashok and Kalashok refused to accept him as his son, and he was the result of union of Kalashok and Padma, and he was named as Mahapadmanand. And after coming to power, after killing his father, he came to power and he was on a spree. He had a policy. He had a policy to eliminate all the Kshatriyas, and he took a resolve. He took a resolve to do so. So after coming to power, he was also known as Ugrasen or Ekrat. So now we know from where he got his name Ugrasen or Ekrat, because he took a policy to eliminate, he took a resolve to eliminate all the Kshatriyas, because he was very angry that his father did not accept him as his son and he didn't like the Kshatriyas. In some Buddhist literature books or Jain literature books, it is also told that the Kshatriyas didn't like him because he was low born. He was low born, he was from a Shudra class. But this is not the real, maybe this is the story. Maybe his mother Padma was the Shudra and Kalashok was a king. So that's why he is called the low born. But in essence, the story goes like that he was not accepted as his son by his father. That made him angry, and he took a resolve to eliminate Kshatriyas from the Magad. So this was his story. So after Mahapadmanand, he eliminated Kalashok, his father, and he established the Nanda dynasty. So हमने देखा था that now the Magad has reached, और यहाँ पे हमने देखा था अवंती was captured by Magad and it was added into the Magad empire. यहाँ पे हमने लिच्छवी देखा था, Vishali was captured by now Kosala was captured. So all these areas by now were captured and uh, converted into the Magad empire. So now Nanda dynasty, it came from 344 to 331 BC. Kalashok ruled till 344 BC, we can say, and after that, his son Mahapadmananda came into power. He was known as Ekrat or Ugrasen. We have talked about it. He annexed Kalinga. Now, what is Kalinga? जो आज present day Orissa है. Earlier, it was known as Kalinga. So we know this is the part of Orissa. So Mahapadmanand, he annexed Kalinga. Okay, he executed the policy to remove all the Kshatriyas from the Magad, and he did it. Magad में जितने भी क्षत्रिय rulers थे, he eliminated them and conquered the territory. अभी there were many rulers between Mahapadmanand and Dhananand. Dhananand is the last ruler of the Nanda dynasty, और वो सबसे important है because he was the most powerful ruler. He was the most powerful ruler. He was very mighty and he was very intellectual. Mighty and intellectual. एट द टाइम ऑफ धनानंद, उस टाइम के अराउंड मैसेडोनिया से, वेयर इज मैसेडोनिया, आई विल बी टेलिंग यू. मैसेडोनिया वाज समवेयर इन दिस पार्ट ऑफ द रीजन. सो मैसेडोनिया से ये ईरान वाला पार्ट और सेंट्रल एशिया वाला पार्ट. सो फ्रॉम हियर अलेक्जेंडर, वी हैव हर्ड हिम अंडर द नेम अलेक्जेंडर द ग्रेट. तो अलेक्जेंडर ही वाज coming towards the Indian subcontinent and capturing the territories. So as soon as he reached river Jhelum, who Alexander, so he fought a war here, which is Battle of Hydaspes. तो ये जो बैटल ऑफ हेडेस्पस हुई थी, ये अलेक्जेंडर और पोरस के बीच में हुई थी. पोरस वाज रूलिंग इन दिस पार्ट, जैसे पंजाब और हिमाचल एंड उत्तराखंड, ये वाले पार्ट में द रूलर वाज पोरस एंड ही फॉट विद द अलेक्जेंडर. इन दिस वॉर ऑफ बैटल ऑफ हाइडेस्पिस, अलेक्जेंडर जीत गया था, बट बिकॉज ही सॉ हाउ ब्रेवली पोरस फॉट, ही वॉज वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड. वो बहुत खुश हुआ था पोरस की ब्रेवरी से. सो ही डिड नॉट capture the territory. He gave the territory back to the Porus. He reinstated Porus back as a ruler. So now, Alexander, he wanted to come more deep inside to the Indian subcontinent. And जब अलेक्जेंडर आ रहा था तो मगध का रूलर कौन था? धनानंद. He was very powerful, very mighty, and very intellectual. Or by now, Dhananand was well known as a mighty ruler. So Alexander, he came from Macedonia to the Indian subcontinent. Why did he not attack Magad Empire? So there is another story that Alexander के जो military men थे, they told Alexander one thing, that हम जब से मैसेडोनिया से चले हैं, we have been fighting wars. We have not taken any rest and we have been fighting on and on. So now, due to all these wars, our bodies have exhausted. So जो अलेक्जेंडर के मिलिट्री मैन थे, they refused to fight. Okay, this so that they told Alexander that हम अगर fight करते भी हैं तो we will lose, because we are not in a situation to fight right now and we need rest. So Alexander ने, for that point of time, he uh, he refused to fight with Dhananand and he moved back to Macedonia. He started to go back to the Macedonia. Now there is another story that as he was leaving back for Macedonia, he left one of his governors. Okay, he left one of his governors to take in charge of this area. Okay, and he left back for Macedonia. आगे जाके हमें पता चलेगा ये गवर्नर और कोई नहीं, इट वाज सेलिकस निकेटर. यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड अबाउट हिम समवेयर. ही वाज सेलिकस निकेटर. सो अलेक्जेंडर ने धनानंद को अटैक नहीं किया बिकॉज हिज आर्मी वाज इन नो पोजीशन टू फाइट राइट नाउ. सो ही रिटर्न बैक टू मैसेडोनिया एंड ही लेफ्ट अ गवर्नर इन चार्ज ऑफ द एरिया. हिज नेम वाज सेलिकस निकेटर. सो अभी फॉर दैट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम अलेक्जेंडर वापस जा रहा था. ही डिडंट, उसने ऐसा कुछ नहीं बोला था दैट ही विल नॉट अटैक द मगध एम्पायर, बट फॉर दैट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम he refused to fight for the sake of his army men. So while he was going back, so one arrow shot him from the behind. Alexander, he was killed on his way back to Macedonia. No one knows कि वो arrow कहाँ से आया and how it killed him. The arrow shot from behind and the arrow was dipped in poison. इट इज बिलीव दैट जो पहले वॉर्स होते थे वो नॉर्मल एरोज यूज नहीं करते थे, वो एरोज को वो यूज करते थे जो पॉइजन में डिप्ड होती हैं, सो दैट देर इज नो चांस ऑफ सर्वाइवल. सो आफ्टर 15 डे, आफ्टर सॉरी, आफ्टर 50 days of surviving, he died of infection from the poison of the arrow. So Alexander returned and his army men refused to fight and he died on his way back. So it is told in our literature past that it saved Dhananand from Alexander. Okay, so this was the reason why there was no fight between Alexander and Dhananand, but he left one of his governor, Seleucus Nicator, behind. आगे जाके हमें ये पता चलेगा that this Seleucus Nicator और कोई नहीं, ये fought with चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य और जो इनके नंदा डायनेस्टी के बाद में आएंगे. So he fought with चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य. चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य won the fight और उन्होंने इनकी सेलिकस निकेटर की बेटी से शादी कर ली थी एंड उनका एक कोर्ट पोएट फिर चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य के कोर्ट में आया था अंडर द नेम ऑफ मेगिस्thenes. You must have heard about मेगिस्thenes. Okay, so this is the story that Alexander ने अपना एक गवर्नर छोड़ा. आफ्टर हिज डेथ सेलिकस निकेटर ने गवर्नरशिप छोड़ के यहाँ पे एक सेल्यूसिड डायनेस्टी एस्टैब्लिश की थी. सेल्यूसिड डायनेस्टी आफ्टर अलेक्जेंडर डाइड और फिर चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य से उसकी वॉर होती है एंड सेलिकस निकेटर he lost the battle. Okay, this was about the Nanda dynasty. कि how Mahapadnand eliminated Kalashok, his father, and he came to be known as Ekrat or Ugrasen. Then he annexed Kalinga and he had a policy that he will remove all the Kshatriyas from Magad. And he was very aggressive. It was a very aggressive policy that he had against the Kshatriyas. And he was successful. He eliminated all the Kshatriyas from the Magad Empire. Then came the last ruler, who is Dhananand, and at the time of Dhananand, Alexander he tried to come to the Indian subcontinent, जहाँ पे उसने बैटल ऑफ हेडेस्पस की विद पोरस एंड ही won. बट उसकी पोरस की ब्रेवरी के लिए ही reinstated his territory back to Porus, and then he returned to Macedonia, and how he was killed on his way back. Now we will move on to the next empire, which is Mauryan Empire. Now there is another story that I have to tell you about the Mauryan Empire. So Mauryan Empire में जो पहला ruler है, we know he is Chandragupta Maurya. लेकिन हाउ चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य रोज टू पार, ये एक बहुत ही it is a very interesting story. So he was helped by Kautilya. So Chandragupta Maurya, he was helped by Kautilya to overthrow the Nanda dynasty. Now I will be telling you the story here. So we know that नंदा डायनेस्टी का लास्ट रूलर था हमारे पास धनानंद. ओके, सो धनानंद had a son from one of his दासीज आप बोल सकते हैं, या जिसे आप मेड बोलते हैं, जो आपके फोर्ट्स में कैसल्स में काम करती हैं. तो धनानंद had a son from one of his maid and his son's name was Pabata. This story is mentioned. I'll tell you where it is mentioned later on. Okay, so this Dhananand had a son from one of his dasis or maids whose name was Pabata. Okay, and let me tell you more about the Indian subcontinent part. So हमने देखा यहाँ तक हमारा मगध एम्पायर एक्वायर हो चुका है. ठीक है, यहाँ पे Orissa and then parts of Avanti and then Patliputra, Rajgir. So this area was annexed. This region is Takshila, present day Pakistan. ओके सो यहाँ पर एक बहुत बहुत इंटेलिजेंट एंड स्टेट क्राफ्ट्स के इंटेलेक्ट यहाँ पे पले बड़े हैं. He was born and brought up in Taxila and his name was Vishnugupta, who is also popularly known as Chanakya or Kautilya. So कौटिल्य को ही हम चाणक्य के नाम से जानते हैं. His real name was Vishnugupta. He was an intellect of statecraft. Okay, what is statecraft? That uh, about politics. You can say state politics. He was an intellect of it. He was very sharp. He was very clever person, and he was born and brought up in Takshila. So अब ये question arise होता है कि if he was here and he was working in this area, so how did he come in contact with the Dhananand and how he helped Chandra? When why? Most important question is why he helped Chandragupta Maurya capture and eliminate Dhananand. So there is another story behind this that Chanakya, he was a well-built personality. He was a well-built personality, uh, physical personality, I would say, much better. He was a well-built physical personality, but his face was not very attractive. His face was not very attractive, and he had a very beautiful wife. So, so he had a very beautiful wife, and at that point of time when Dhananand has reached its climax of popularity, तो उसने एक event organize किया where he was providing gifts to the intellect people, to Brahmins, to court poets या जो बहुत अच्छा intellect रखता है. तो Dhananand he organized an event where he was gifting those intellect people. So चाणक्य thought कि अगर मैं यहाँ जाऊंगा, so Dhananand will recognize me and he will also render me this gift, and I will bring this gift to my wife and she will be very happy because of it. So when he reached the courtroom of Dhananand, he was filled with pride. He was filled with pride and he was extremely confident. But Dhananand, what he did, if this is his courtroom, तो चाणक्य sat in the very front row. अब वो सबसे पहली रो में बैठा है, तो when Dhananand came, he saw Chanakya and made he insulted him. He made a foolish comment on Chanakya that अरे इसको मेरे कोर्टरूम में किसने आने दिया, एक शूद्र को मेरे कोर्टरूम में किसने आने दिया. So he was told to go away from the courtroom क्योंकि he was also called a Shudra because of unattractive face that he had. So this insulted Chanakya and he decided to take revenge from Dhananand. So he stayed in the Magad for some time and he and उसे this is the very basic rule of statecrafts in politics that आप किसी की कमजोरी को पकड़ते हैं उसके अगेंस्ट यूज करने के लिए. So while Vishnugupta Chanakya was staying in the Magad, उसे पता चला that there is a neglected son of Dhananand who is Pabata. So Chanakya went to Pabata and told him that अगर तुम जैसा मैं तुम्हें कह रहा हूँ, जैसा मैं तुम्हें बोल रहा हूँ, तुम अगर वैसा करोगे तो you will be the next ruler of Magad. So Pabata agreed and he was around 7-8 years old by then. So Pabata agreed and he went with Chanakya to Takshila. So चाणक्य पाबता को लेके तक्षशिला चला गया. Now on his way back to Takshila, somewhere around in the middle of the distance, they took rest. अब उन्होंने जब रेस्ट लिया तो चाणक्य सॉ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल, सॉरी अ ग्रुप ऑफ चिल्ड्रन प्लेइंग. अब बहुत सारे बच्चे खेल रहे थे बट उसमें से एक बच्चा ऐसा था हु वाज ऑलवेज द किंग एंड ऑल अदर्स वर प्लेइंग द रोल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स. तो जब एक गेम खत्म होता और सेकंड फेज शुरू हो जाता गेम का, तो द किंग, द चाइल्ड हु वाज द किंग, ही रिमेन्ड द सेम. पर ये बच्चे अपना रोल शफल कर लेते. But the king was always the same. So चाणक्य he called this group of people कि क्या आपको किंग बनने का शौक नहीं है? आप हर बार अपना रोल मिनिस्टर्स के तरह ले रहे हैं. Then why don't you want to be the king? So these children, they replied to Chanakya that he will always be our king. This boy, he will always be our king because he is always there with us when we want him. He protects us and he fights for us. So he will always be our king. So now this boy who was always playing the role of the king, he was no other but Chandragupta, who later on comes to be known as Chandragupta Maurya. So Chanakya, he was very popular in the Indian subcontinent. So when he came to Chandragupta and asked him if he wants to come with him to Taxila so that he can train him to become more powerful in the future. So Chandragupta's mother readily agreed because she knew that how popular Chanakya was or how intelligent Chanakya was. So now Chanakya, Kautilya या विष्णुगुप्त आप कुछ भी कह सकते हैं, he took two boys with him, Pabata and Chandragupta. दोनों को इसने सेम बात बोली थी that if they follow the instructions, तो वन डे वन ऑफ देम विल बी द किंग. तो अब इनकी ट्रेनिंग स्टार्ट होती है, इनको एजुकेशन दिया जाता है अबाउट स्टेट क्राफ्ट्स, हाउ रूलर्स रूल एंड एवरीथिंग. सो वन डे चाणक्य आस्क्ड पाबता, इट वाज अ टास्क गिवन टू पाबता दैट चंद्रगुप्त इज स्लीपिंग. अभी चंद्रगुप्त सो रहा है और जब वो सो रहा है तो तुम्हें उसके गले में से एक थ्रेड लेके आना है without waking up Chanakya. Sorry, Chandragupta. Without waking up Chandragupta. So what Pabata did, he went at night to Chandragupta, but जब वो थ्रेड निकाल रहा था तो चंद्रगुप्त जाग गया. So next day, Pabata came to Chanakya and told him that while I was untying the thread, Chandragupta woke up and I could not complete the task. After a few days, Chanakya gave the same task to Chandragupta. Now this is an interesting part. So he gave the same task to Chandragupta that he has to untie a thread from Pabata's neck while he was sleeping and Pabata should not wake up. So the next day Chandragupta brought the thread to Chanakya and Chanakya was very amazed to see that he did the task and he asked him, how did you do it? Did you make sure that Pabata did not wake up? So Chandragupta replied to him, I made sure that he will never wake up. Chandragupta actually slit the throat of Pabata and he killed him and he brought the thread to Chanakya. That is how Chandragupta Maurya proved that if a ruler has to choose uh, and has to choose between completing a task, he should be a brutal person. That अगर किसी रूलर का एक और आप कह सकते हैं एक गुण है या अवगुण है तो चंद्रगुप्त ने ये प्रूव किया अगर कोई काम एस्टैब्लिश करना है तो sometimes a ruler has to be brutal. So he killed Pabata and he brought the threat to Chanakya. Then we see that Chandragupta Maurya he overthrows the Dhananand he eliminated the Dhananand. Ab So that's how the Dhananands were eliminated and Chandragupta Maurya rose to power. They attacked Dhananand and they eliminated him. अब इन मॉडर्न एम्पायर के बारे में अगर हम बात करें तो ऐसे कौन से सोर्सेस हैं जहां से हमें इसके बारे में पता चलता है। तो कौटिल्य का अर्थशास्त्र, अभी हमने पढ़ा कौटिल्य की जो बुक है, विष्णुगुप्त की बुक है अर्थशास्त्र। इट इज द बुक ऑन स्टेट्सक्राफ्ट। ओके, सो दिस इज द बुक ऑन स्टेटक्राफ्ट। सो इसमें हमें बहुत डीपली हमें नॉलेज मिलती है हाउ ही ट्रेन्ड चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य एंड हाउ द मौर्यन एम्पायर वाज एस्टैब्लिश्ड। नेक्स्ट इज विशाखादत्त मुद्रा राक्षस। सो विशाखादत्त की मुद्रा राक्षस में क्या मेंशन है? इट हैज द डिटेल्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन of the fight between Dhananand and Chandragupta. So उनकी फाइट के बारे में जो डिटेल्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन है धनानंद और चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य की फाइट के बारे में, वो हमें विशाखादत्त की मुद्रा राक्षस में मिलती है। कौटिल्य के अर्थशास्त्र में हमें वो स्ट्रेटक्राफ्ट के रूल्स मिलते हैं जो उसने चंद्रगुप्त को सिखाए थे। देन वी हैव मेगास्थनीज इंडिका। अभी मैंने आपको थोड़ी देर पहले बताया था दैट आफ्टर अलेक्जेंडर रिटर्न, तो उन्होंने अपना सेलिकस निकेटर करके एक गवर्नर को छोड़ा था इन द सेंट्रल एशियन रीजन, अरेबियन रीजन, एंड उसने सेल्यूसिड एम्पायर एस्टैब्लिश किया एंड ही वाज अटैक्ड एंड defeated by Chandragupta Maurya, right? Then Chandragupta married Seleucus Nicator's daughter Helena, and उनके साथ एक कोर्ट मेंबर आया था अंडर द नेम ऑफ मेगास्थनीज। सो ये जो मेगास्थनीज है, he was a court member initially of Seleucus Nicator, बट बाद में वो चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य का बना एंड ही रॉट इंडिका। और इंडिका में एक आपको क्या मिलता है? मौर्यन एम्पायर के सोसाइटीज के बारे में आपको पता चलता है। जो महाजनपद थे उनकी सोसाइटी के बारे में आपको पता चलता है। ऑल्सो वी नो दैट, हमें पता है कि वैदिक काल में जो हमारे वर्ण सिस्टम्स हैं, वैदिक काल में हमारे पास 4 वर्ण सिस्टम होते थे। कौन कौन से होते थे? ब्राह्मण्स, क्षत्रियस, वैश्यस और शूद्र। ये 4 वर्ण सिस्टम थे हमारे वैदिक काल में। पर मेगास्थनीज, बिकॉज उसे हिंदी इतनी अच्छे से नहीं आती थी, उसे संस्कृत अच्छे से नहीं आती थी, सो व्हाट ही डिड वाज ही टोल्ड के हमारा जो सोसाइटी है, इट वाज मिस्टेक ऑफ मेगास्थनीज कि हमारी जो सोसाइटी है वो 7 वर्ण सिस्टम्स में डिवाइडेड है। So sometimes this question is asked कि according to Megasthenes, how many Varns were there in the Indian caste system? So there were 7 Varns. But actual में हमारे पास कितने Varns थे? We had only 4 Varns, which was Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. But he classified them on the basis of their occupation into 7 Varn systems. Okay. ओके, द फोर्थ सोर्स ऑफ लिटरेचर है हमारा बुद्धिस्ट लिटरेचर। इसे हम सेलोनीज क्रॉनिकल भी बोलते हैं, विच आर जटाका टेल्स, दीपवंश, महावंश एंड दिव्यदान। सो इफ द क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड कि व्हाट आर द which one of the following is a Ceylonese chronicle, so you have to remember these 4. Okay, then we have that about Chandragupta Maurya. He was Chandragupta Maurya and he was Kautilya, all of us know. So he defeated Dhananand and established his empire in 321 BC with the help of Kautilya. Now Chandragupta Maurya he adopted Jainism. ऐसी बहुत सारी थ्योरीज हैं दैट व्हाई द रूलर्स अडॉप्टेड जैनिज्म. तो इसका एक रीजन है बिकॉज जैनिज्म में देयर इज मिनिमल आपको लिविंग्स पे रहना होता है, राइट? लेस फूड, लेस क्लोथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग. और जब मगध में फेमाइन आया था, मगध एम्पायर ड्यूरिंग चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य, इट वाज हिट बाय अ फेमाइन. वहां पे एक फेमाइन आया था. सो चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य, to influence the people to live on very less supplies, he adopted Jainism. Okay, so and after adopting Jainism, under the influence of under the influence of Bhadrabahu. Who was Bhadrabahu? He was a Jain saint, आप कह सकते हैं. Bhadrabahu. He went to Shravan Belgola in Karnataka to perform Sallekhana. What is Sallekhana? Sallekhana is actually fasting unto death. So Chandragupta Maurya, he adopted Jainism because Magad was hit by a famine. So to set an example that we should live on minimal supplies, he adopted Jainism. Then he went to Shravan Belgola. There's a place in Karnataka, Shravan Belgola, under the influence of Bhadrabahu. He was a Jain saint and he performed Sallekhana and he died in 299 BC. So after 299 BC, his son Bindusar, he became the next Mauryan ruler. Okay, so now there is another story about Bindusar and how he got the name Bindusar. Okay, so हमें पता है that Chanakya, he was a person who was intellect in statecraft, or he believed that जो ruler आपका होता है, he should be the most powerful person. He should be the most powerful person in the state. It was Chanakya's belief. So to ensure that Chandragupta Maurya is never eliminated, is never defeated by treachery, what Chanakya did, he started to add a little bit of poison in the food of Chandragupta. So from this, he used to add very little poison in the food of Chandragupta, and by this I mean that there is a certain way of consuming poison so that it doesn't kill you. अगर पॉइजन आप ऐसे खाने की तरह अपने डाइजेस्टिव ट्रैक के थ्रू खा रहे हैं, सो until or unless it does not come in the contact of your circulatory system, your bloodstream, you will not die of it. And snake poison. Snake poisons are meant to have very rich proteins. So what he did, he used to add very little portion of snake poison to Chandragupt's food, and he used to gradually increase the amount of poison he is giving him. So he used to add snake poison, and until or unless the snake poison does not come in contact of your bloodstream, the person will not die. So snake poison अगर आप ले रहे हैं तो it is very rich source of protein, और snake poison also helps build the physical strength. ओके, सो ये जो चंद्रगुप्त का मानना था दैट जो रूलर है वो मोस्ट पावरफुल पर्सन होना चाहिए, इस चीज को एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए वो चंद्रगुप्त ये मानना था चाणक्य का, तो वो चंद्रगुप्त को स्नेक पॉइजन देता था खाने में, थोड़ा थोड़ा अमाउंट करके उसने बढ़ाना शुरू किया. एंड वन डे वन डे चंद्रगुप्त forgot that उसकी प्लेट में जो खाना है उसमें पॉइजन है. Chandragupt's wife ate the food and she was poisoned because Chandragupta had he was adapted to that eating, but Chandragupta's wife, she was not adapted to eating so much of the poison that he was consuming at that point of time. Okay, so she started to turn blue, and as soon as Chanakya and Chandragupta they both realized that she has eaten poison, so they realized that they have made a mistake here now. So when she was poisoned, she delivered a baby. She was pregnant, and she delivered the baby. The baby was also blue. So the baby was also blue. The wife of Chandragupta Maurya, she died on the spot, but the baby was still fighting. So Chanakya called physicians from all over the territory, and उन physicians की कोई ऐसी टेक्निक है या कुछ उन्होंने किया that they used some scientific technique that they concentrated the poison on the forehead of the baby. तो उन्होंने if this is the baby, so they concentrated the poison on the forehead of the baby. उन्होंने कुछ ऐसी अपना वैदिक टेक्निक या कुछ भी उन्होंने ऐसा यूज किया that they concentrated the poison here. Initially, the color of this poison was blue, and as the baby grew, it turned black. तो यहाँ पे एक बिंदु बन गया था. That's how Bindusar got its name. That Bindusar means बिंदु की वजह से जो survive कर रहा है, that is Bindusar. So that is how Chandragupta named his son as Bindusar. So this was the story how Bindusar survived and how he got his name. Bindusar was known as Amritochets by Greeks, slayer of enemies. He was also very powerful ruler. He conquered territories, and by it was Mauryan Empire, by the time of Mauryan Empire, that the entire Indian subcontinent was under the Mauryan rule. So the Mauryans were very powerful and intellectual. Bindusar conquered the land between the two seas. So the land between the two seas here means is so the peninsular India, the Deccan part of the Indian subcontinent, he conquered the land between the two seas. We have Bay of Bengal here and Arabian Sea. So he conquered the land between the two seas, that is the Indian subcontinent, peninsular plateau part. सो अब जो मौर्यन एम्पायर था वो साउथ तक बिंदुसार के टाइम पे जा चुका था. बिंदुसार ने एक सीरियन रूलर था. सो he asked for sweet wine and dry figs and a philosopher from Antiochus of Syria. मौर्यन डायनेस्टी से रूल करना बहुत पावरफुल था. ये रूल अच्छा कर रहे थे. ऑल्सो द ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स वाज ऑन पीक. So they used to give the resources that were grown in the Indian subcontinent, yeah, that were extracted to the other empires, and they used to get what other empires grew. So they traded between them. So he asked for sweet wine and dry figs and a philosopher from Antiochus of Syria, सीरिया के रूलर से. बट वहां से सिर्फ स्वीट वाइन और ड्राई फिग्स आए थे, फिलोसोफर नहीं आया था, बिकॉज सीरियंस ये बिलीव करते थे दैट गिविंग अवे अ पर्सन फ्रॉम देयर टेरिटरी टू अनदर टेरिटरी, वो इस चीज को बहुत शेमफुल मानते थे. तो उन्होंने फिलोसोफर तो नहीं भेजा, बट उन्होंने ड्राई फिग्स और स्वीट वाइन भेजी थी. अब ये क्वेश्चन कभी कभी आई रिमेम्बर व्हेन आई गेव माय सीडीएस एग्जाम, तो उसमें ये क्वेश्चन आया था दैट हु आस्क्ड फॉर स्वीट वाइन्स एंड ड्राई फिग्स. एंड इन अनदर अटेम्प्ट देयर वाज अ क्वेश्चन कि स्वीट वाइन, ड्राई फिग्स और फिलोसफर तीनों चीजें आई थी. तो नो द आंसर वाज नो, कि फिलोसफर उन्होंने नहीं भेजा था. बिंदुसार ने मांगा था फिलोसफर, पर उन्होंने भेजा नहीं था. Now, Bindusar, he patronized Ajivika. What is Ajivika? So we know Chandragupta ने जैनिज्म अडॉप्ट किया था. So but Bindusar was not a Jain follower. He patronized Ajivika. So the founder of Ajivika sect was Makhali Gosal. Okay, I have written it here. Makhali Gosam, and he was none other than a friend of Mahavir. He was the friend of Mahavir, who was a Tirthankar of Jainism. So महावीर ने जब अपना घर छोड़ा था एट द एज ऑफ 30, तो उन्होंने अकेले नहीं छोड़ा था. ही वॉज विद मखाली कौशल. दे बोथ लेफ्ट होम टुगेदर. Okay. Mahavir, he accepted Jainism and preached Jainism, but Makhali Gosal, he was not very fond of Jainism and आप कह सकते हैं उसको Jainism की कुछ बातें अच्छी नहीं लगी या क्या. he discovered a new sect by the name of Ajivika. तो Makhali Gosal is the founder of Ajivika sect. तो मखाली कौशल ने जो अजीविका सेक्ट अपनाया उसके उसका मेन वो क्या था प्रोपेगेंडा दैट दे बिलीव्ड इन फेटलिज्म. डेस्टिनी में बहुत ज्यादा बिलीव करते थे. डेस्टिनी में कैसे बिलीव करते थे दैट उन्हें ये लगता था दैट जो भी होता है इट इज डेस्टिन्ड टू हैपन. दे बिलीव्ड इन फेटलिज्म. ओके, हर चीज इट इज द नेचर ऑफ फेट पे बहुत बिलीव करते थे कि जो चीज हो रही है वो हमारे साथ होनी लिखी है. ही वॉज अ ardent believer of that space. Also, Ajivika said they believe in asceticism. What is asceticism? Extreme form of life. So they were, but it was also आप कह सकते हो asceticism और Jainism का propaganda दोनों extreme forms of life है. But the difference is fatalism कि वो डेस्टिनी में बहुत ज्यादा बिलीव करते थे. वो ऐसे सोचते थे कि हम अपनी किस्मत को ऊपर से लिखवा कर आए हैं. So this was the Ajivika sect. So Bindusar, he patronized Ajivikas. Chandragupta, he patronized Jainism. तो बिंदुसार अब हमें पता है बिंदुसार वॉज नॉट अ जैन फॉलोअर, बट फिर भी he convened the first Jain council in 299 BC. मैंने आपको स्टोरी बताई थी थोड़ी देर पहले that Chandragupta he adopted Jainism because of कि मगध एम्पायर में उस टाइम पे फेमाइन आया था. He went with Bhajbahu and he performed Salle Khana in Shravan Belgola, Karnataka. So the time period you remember it is 299. So now moving on to Bindusar convened the first Jain council after the death of Chandragupta Maurya. When Bhadrabahu came back from Shravan Belgola, Karnataka, he came back to Magad and he convened along with Bindusar, he convened the first Jain council. किसके साथ मिलके की थी उसने? भद्रबाहु के साथ में. और उस टाइम पर क्या हुआ था? मगध में आई थी फेमाइन 299 बीसी में. तो जब भद्रबाहु वापस आए सो उन्होंने क्या देखा दैट सम ऑफ द जैन मॉन्क्स, जो जैन मॉन्क्स हैं, दे आर वेयरिंग वाइट क्लोथ्स एंड भद्रबाहु जो है ही वॉज कि हमें मिनिमल सप्लाईज पे रहना चाहिए, वी शुड नॉट वेयर एनीथिंग. वो नेकेड रहना propagate a naked form of Jainism propagate करते थे. But when he returned to some of the people, they were wearing white clothes. तो जो first Jain council हुई, it was not liked by Bhadrabahu and the Jainism, it got divided into two branches. अब वो दो branches कौन कौन सी हैं? So it is uh, Shwetambars and Digambars. So when Bhadrabahu came, he saw that some of the Jain monks they were wearing white clothes and it was not liked by Bhadrabahu, and that is how the Jainism it broke down into two different branches named as Shvetambars and Digambars. So Shvetambars were the one who wore white clothes, Digambars no clothes. This we will study deeply when we see Buddhism and Jainism. And Bindusar, he died in 273 BC, and a war of succession started after Bindusar died. It is believed that Ashok succeeded him after killing 99 brothers. So after killing 99 brothers, Ashok succeeded in becoming the next ruler. So this part of modern ruler is completed here, and in the next part we will read about Ashoka and how he um, um, uh, spread the empire to far-flung areas of Indian subcontinent. Thank you. This was